Hello everybody, it is Max. I wanted to do today something very original that I bet you won't find elsewhere. As you may know, I'm a huge fan of Saints Row 2. I mean the Saints Row franchise as a whole, but more specifically the second opus, which is Saints Row 2. And if you know the game, you are not there knowing that the map that the game takes place in is Stillwater. Stillwater is a city inspired by South Central, like let's say Illinois, maybe Michigan, but we will discuss that in another future video that I plan to do. Basically, it will be Saints Row and the equivalent in the real life. But as you may know, the city of the game, the city which the game takes place, you know that in the city the map Stillwater is divided in districts, and the districts are divided in neighborhoods. As you may know, arena, barrio, apartments, factories, high-end retail. Some might ring a bell if you remember well and you got interested into the conquest of each of these neighborhoods, and every time you won a neighborhood you felt proud about getting that city purple again, controlling all the neighborhoods of the city. And it's something that really struck me when I was young playing that game. I always loved how cool the city looked and how vibrant and different the neighborhood were, and controlling a part of the soul of Stillwater. And I always wanted to do a ranking of those neighborhoods. Of course, you read the title, so you always know what this video will be about, but a little introduction to introduce the subject about this topic. Why I did that is because I'm basically obsessed with Stillwater, and you might already know that if you follow my channel. I'm obsessed with the city. I find it really amazing, really great, and exploring it is cool. And if you explore it, you'll see that, of course, each neighborhood is different. It's a huge comparison compared to, for example, Steelport, which is very weak and bland compared to Stillwater. Each district, each neighborhood of the city of Stillwater is unique, and I wanted to see blend compared to Stillwater. Each district, each neighborhood of the city of Stillwater is unique, and I wanted to see the size, the activities, how you unlock them, what you can do. Will you ever go in those neighborhoods again, or if you unlock them, will you just pass by and that's all? I will rank this, and this is of course my only point of view. You can do your own ranking of the neighborhood. I would be also very curious to see if there is people on this planet crazy as me, ranking weird stuff over the internet, and we are going to rank every neighborhood in Stillwater. So in the game there are in total, as you see on the map, 52 neighborhoods. Some are shown directly on the map, some are not shown on the map. You have the top island, southern island, you have the nuclear power plant island, and the prison island. Basically, the map is divided into 52. Some are shown directly on the map, so you can see them. Some are hidden because they are underground. Some have the little greetings from Stillwater card, some doesn't. It depends, really. Some are controlled by gangs and some are not. Some are unlockable and some are not. Basically, it works like that. Let's waste no time and begin with my least favorite neighborhood. Of course, I'm going to say it right now, but I really consider Stillwater from... I will pick Stillwater from Saints Row 2 because it's the game that I play the most, and maybe I'll do the same with Saints Row 1 one day if I really feel bored. But for the moment, I will only focus on Saints Row 2. It will be my only game that I will do that for the moment, at least. Alright, so Stillwater in Saints Row 2 for me is an absolute masterpiece. And even if I say that some neighborhoods are bad, I still consider that this city is really great. Well, anyway. On the 52nd place, we have the Pyramid. So what is the Pyramid, you might ask? If you played Saints Row and you are not really focused, you might have no idea what this neighborhood is. You might not remember that the neighborhood exists. Basically, the Pyramid, you only see it during a mission because it's hidden. The Pyramid, you only see it during a mission because it's hidden. It's unlocked, at least you see it for the first time in the mission, the Pyramid Scheme. It's an altar mission, so you have to finish all the gangs, you have to wipe out all the gangs of the city to unlock the altar missions. And yeah, basically it's like that. It's underground, under the moon Claflin, and it's altar that basically built a huge facility, huge laboratories inside of the moon Claflin. It is hidden, it is underground, it is a maze, an absolute maze, and it is so annoying. There's clearly nothing to do. You're just walking inside of those huge corridors with just nothing, and it's, I don't know, like 5-6 dudes. Okay, so you guys are gonna work on this like neighborhood, and you're gonna work on that, and it will be only used for one single mission, and that's all. At least they got paid, I guess. But yeah, not really interesting. There's nothing to do. Of course, there's no stores, no activities to do inside. There's literally nothing to do, and that's why it's ranked so low. And I don't even think that you can unlock it. I'm not sure. But basically, yeah, there's like nothing inside it. Nothing, not even a single Easter egg or reference. It's nothing. It's just the Pyramid. Alright. Then, on the 51st spot, we have Espada. Espada is actually a real neighborhood, which is the Brotherhood that is called Bank Error in Your Favor. The thing is, the barrio is not my favorite district. I just see it as a district that you go through, and that's all. Like, for real, that's all. And Espada is actually, like, if you see on the map, and you will have the pictures of me playing, the video of me playing. There's only one store, and it's a brass knuckles, which means it is a weapon store, but not fire guns, not firearms, just swords, tazes, pepper sprays, and stuff like that. It's just that, and it sucks. It really sucks. If you want to go to find guns, you have to go further south in Poseidon Alley or in the west in Somerset. If you are from it really sucks. If you want to go to find guns, you have to go further south in Poseidon Alley or in the west in Somerset. If you are from your HQ, at least. And yeah, that neighborhood, there's really not anything. It's Mexican themed, okay, because El Barrio, which means the quarter in the neighborhood in Spanish. It's a Latino Mexican theme neighborhood, and it was previously owned by the Carnales, which is they used to be a Colombian gang. So there's like really nothing to do as well. The streets are really straight. It's very densely populated. Only houses, nothing else. And yeah, I mean, at this point, you just, okay, this neighborhood is made for you. But if you really want to find authenticity and a very memorable place, yeah, you might have to search elsewhere. Though they have a cool motel, but that may be the only thing that stands out on this specific neighborhood. Moreover, there is the highway that make the boundaries of that neighborhood. So you are basically, very close, and it's a bit claustrophobic as a neighborhood. At least this is what I think. And also the funniest thing is that the reason, like the mission you unlock that the mission in which you unlock that specific neighborhood is, as I said, bank error in your favor. It's the really great mission when you get to kill Jessica. The thing is, the bank where you kidnap her is not even in this neighborhood, but in Southern Cross. So it's even more disappointing. There's literally nothing to do in this neighborhood, but in Southern Cross. So it's even more disappointing. There's literally nothing to do. Nothing. Next one, the 50th, I hope I said good, neighborhood is Union Square. Union Square is also a real neighborhood, real, not on the ground. It's very normal neighborhood on the top island, and it's small. It's really so small. There's literally nothing. And when I say nothing, I might be a bit of a liar, because there's one thing you can find here, and it's the hospital, Northern Hospital. When you die on the Northern Island, you are automatically teleported to that specific hospital, and it's so frustrating. The reason why is because if you call a taxi, it doesn't appear right away. A taxi, it doesn't appear right away. It's a bit laggy, because of course you have to go on the road first. It's so small, and basically when you end up in that neighborhood, it's either that you are making that long and annoying mission where you have to push Gats when he is out of the hospital, and it's slow because of course you are helping your friend coming out of the hospital, and it's a bit hard to do, or you died. So it's frustrating, and there's only this, the highway pass under that neighborhood. There's one building, and there is one race, one how do you say this? It's a plastic surgery shop, I think, and that's all. Basically, it's just all, and there's nothing else to do. Just you're here and you die, because I'm not a huge fan of the reason why I do that. I do them is to make some feeling footage for my video, but that's all. Literally, there's nothing to do in the races. It's really not fun. And changing my appearance, probably, but there's one really close by, and it's in a more important neighborhood, at least in my opinion. This neighborhood is small. You barely stop by it. The only reason why, as I said, is when you die, and it's owned by the run-in, and at least the reason why you unlock it is good, because it's from the mission Visiting Hours, which is when you take Gat out, not of hell, but of the hospital, which is the hospital from that specific neighborhood. In the 49th place, we have Stillwater Caverns. Oh, Stillwater Caverns. It's great. It is the hospital from that specific neighborhood. In the 49th place, Humboldt Park. On the 48th place. Humboldt Park is not on the ground. It's in the north. And it's a... weirdly enough, it's a... I think it's the only neighborhood that did not change from the first game to the second game. It's really similar. Yeah, it's pretty much it stays pretty much the same. Why that? Because it's boring. It's so boring. The Humboldt Park neighborhood is basically the museum. It's the museum neighborhood. There is stuff that you can see, but only from the outside. The only enterable building except if you count the cars vending car retailer. There's the huge, yeah, it is the Stilwater Science Center, and it's just really annoying. You unlock it with a boring stronghold from the run-ins. It's so annoying. It's long, and when you're finished, when you're done with the stronghold, you are stuck in this museum, which is very big. And what I used to do when I was younger, I used to break the window because there are passerelles, little like bridges, and basically you are getting attacked by a huge like chopper, attack chopper with miniguns from the running, and basically it's shooting at you, and it can break the windows. But I used to break the window and just suicide, jump off the window, die, and then subway line as well. But it's so boring for real. You will never go to that place again, except in that mission. There's a car retailer, okay. There's like a hard, I think it's a hard shell burger, the name of the burger chain that there is inside of the Science Center. But basically, yeah, it's just that, and it's so boring, really. And it's so big, it's so huge, and there's nothing to do. Then on the 40s. Oh, all right. So I think I did it wrong. In the 49th place, we have Stillwater Caverns. Oh, Stillwater Caverns. It's great. So the reason, like in the one, that specific neighborhood of Black Bottom used to exist. It was not at the same spot. It was, I think, it was Fillmore at that spot, but it exists, and there were no access to the caverns. It's something from the two. So once again, there's someone in Volition who had to work on this huge maze, this huge mess of a maze of caverns. Huge, so huge, literally. Like, I ranked it not bottom. I could have done that, but it's so, like, it's pretty original. I mean, there's no another game where you can explore caverns like that, at least from 2008, because Saints Row 2 is from 2008. It's really original. It looks cool, but it's so annoying, and except if you want to go alone just to have fun or to do the graffitis. But the only reason why you go inside it is when you see for the first time Myro, which is the first mission of the Brotherhood. That mission is, of course, first impression, or the mission that is named Stillwater Caverns. Basically, it's just the name. You go inside it, you destroy some homeless houses, you kill them, and the neighborhood is yours. I mean, why would you have to do that? Who cares about owning the caverns for real? And it says, at least on the wiki, that it is owned by Ultor. Once again, why is it owned by Ultor? Why? And God knows how they love to put their logo everywhere. So it might be a bit sneaky, it might be weird that the game say it's owned by Ultra. But anyway, this neighborhood might be really original, but it's so annoying, it's so frustrating. Next one is Humble Park on the 48th place. Humble Park is on the 47th place is Encanto. As you might remember, I said I really don't like the Barrio neighborhood. For me, they are really not entertaining, they are really not interesting. But the reason why Encanto is so low is because there is the only reason, if I remember it, because I made the ranking a long time ago, And the only reason I remember why is because you have the hospital of the south. Basically, when you die, and you are not too close from the Central district, because once again there is also a little hospital in the Central district. But when you die, you will have a huge chance of going to Sangre Sedienta Hospital, which is the hospital of the south. And when you die, you will call a taxi, and that taxi will end up where? On the parking, on the elevated parking that is very close by. And for some reason it's a bug that of course will never be fixed by Volition, because they are too busy doing DLCs from their amazing new Saints Row title, as you may know. But it's a weird bug. No idea why it does that. And aside from this, there used to have more stuff to do. There is, of course, the on-tracks board that is, of course, not bad. As I said, yeah, it's not because they are ranking so low that they are, of course, trash. It's just that I have to rank some higher and some lower. But yeah, this one is really not doing it for me. It's not interesting, and it's for me it's so frustrating. If I'm not wrong, like, it's supposed to be the old train station, but it's not unterrible. There's nothing to do for real, and yeah, except the on tracks. Yeah, there's nothing else to do, nothing else to visit. Even the hospital is not unterrible, unlike the one of the north. Then, on the 46th place, we have Round Square Shopping Center. How original! Once again, it is pretty rare that you visit in open world a place where it is a very huge underground mall. It's a pretty original neighborhood, I must say. But it's so big, it's so big, and when you don't have Gentlemen of the Row and the skateboard, it's pretty original neighborhood, I must say. But it's so big, it's so big, and when you don't have Gentlemen of the Row and the skateboard, it's so annoying, because you have to actually find and search for either a quad, which is absolutely a nightmare to drive, or a super sport car, like a sport car that will spawn randomly. If you are lucky, I mean, if you have to choose, at least choose the car, because the quads are really impossible to drive, at least in that game. Even if it's my favorite game of all time, but anyway. There is some level, 5 in total, and it is divided like that. You have high levels and lower levels. It's divided like that, with stairs, and there's stores. Basically, one brass knuckles, fuck me, fuck you, on the level 3. Nobody loves me, let's pretend, Company of Gyros, Freckle Bitches on level 4, and Leather and Lace on level 5. Moreover, what is really frustrating about that neighborhood, even if it's really original, there's some store that you can only find there. And I think, if I'm not wrong, that leather and lace is only available in this neighborhood, which is it makes the neighborhood original. But once again, it's so big, so big. It's really a bit too big, at least in my opinion. But you can unlock it, so at least it's good. And it said once again that it's owned by Alter. No, it's logical, because the mission you unlock it is Ultra mission. So for the moment it's okay. I was suspicious, but no, Ultra mission. So for the moment it's okay. I was suspicious, but no, it's okay. Then on the 45th spot is Sunsinger. Okay, so I have to confess. Yeah. So I want to say that I love strip malls, and it might be weird, but as you may know from my weird accent, I'm not from America, I'm from France. And the thing is, Sunsinger have some strip malls. The thing is, I find it so amusing and so weird that you can basically have a dentist, then you have like an eye doctor, then you have I don't know, a bank, a fast food, then a spa, another bank, a fast food, and then you have a shoes shop. It's so weird. And in France we doesn't have that, at least outdoor we doesn't have this, and it's at least smaller, as you might guess. And Sunsinger is pretty cool. So you might know why is it ranked so low, and the only reason why is because there was so much potential, and it's like the neighborhood of Pleasant View. The thing is that it got destroyed to build the huge highway that passed through the neighborhood, and of course the neighborhood changed a lot. The thing is, there's only one street race and one clothing store, and that's all. That's everything you got. For real, it's really sad. Moreover, the mission where you unlock it is only the one where you take down Chopper with Pierce, and that's all. I mean, there's nothing to do with this neighborhood, so really sad, because they have a theater, as we said, and they could have make it enterable, or maybe put a little, I don't know, activity inside. No, there's nothing, really nothing to do. Then on the 44th spot we have Cecil Park. So the 44th spot we have Cecil Park. So for Cecil Park, as I said, I doesn't quite enjoy the barrio neighborhood, because the district of the barrio is pretty good, but yeah, it's not making it for me. So why is that one ranked a bit higher than the other? The reason why is Lopez Mansion. Basically, it used to be in Espada, but as you know, the district changed, and now it is Cecil Park. And I think the name fits actually better, because the villa is more grassy on the like grass, and so it makes sense, because you know it's grass and it's a park and it's, you know, cool trees, stuff like this. But yeah, it's more unique. The reason why is because you had the previously owned Lopez Mansion that is now owned by no one. You have Freckle Beaches, that is named it in Spanish, which is pretty original, which is called the Pecas de Puta, if I remember correctly, and a clothing store. It's still pretty weak, very densely populated, housing and small, you know, roads, but it leads to the airport, so you will of course often pass by it. But will you stop it? Like, I mean, will you stop there? Not sure. So that's why it's ranked so low. Moreover, the reason why you unlock it is that boring ass mission with like Donnie, where he put bombs on his homies' trucks. Oh my god, this mission is so annoying, for real. It's really a forgettable neighborhood with an awful mission to unlock it. Then on the 43rd place is Imperial Square. I find the Chinatown to be pretty cool. I mean, pretty good looking. It's actually not that bad, to be honest with you. And Imperial Square, like, Chinatown used to be only one neighborhood, and I'm really happy that they split it in two. Why is it ranked so low? It looks cool, but sadly there's, I mean, not a lot of things to do in it, but it looks cool. At least I think that my ranking is a bit old. If I look at it right now, I would have ranked it a bit higher, to be honest with you. But it looks cool. At least I think that my ranking is a bit old. If I look at it right now, I would have ranked it a bit higher. to be honest with you. I'll see. I'll see what I do. But for me, at least my previous self, few months ago, thought this. It's pretty beautiful. I mean, the neighborhood is pretty cool, pretty good looking. It's a good looking Chinatown for real. There is the lakes. I think the reason why I ranked it so low is because there's nothing to do. I think the pagoda, you can go inside it after a mission. I think so. Yeah, I think not the pagoda, but there is an hotel near the pagoda that you can go inside, I think. And not the pagoda, but there is a hotel near the pagoda that you can go inside, I think. And I think the other reason is the reason why you unlock it, the stronghold. That is a bit. I mean, strongholds in the game are not really the most entertaining missions, but you know, you gotta do it to unlock it. I'd say the reason why is because there's less thing to do. But as I said, and I will repeat myself, the game itself is really good. I mean, there's no way I'm saying that the map is trash. The map is really good, but of course some neighborhoods are more interesting than the other, I'd say. So there's only it's the Pagoda Hotel, and there's only Snatch and On Thin Ice. On Thin Ice, it's watches, rings, earpieces. Sorry, no earpieces. I don't think piercings. I'm sorry, earpieces. It stops there for real. Then after that, we go on the 40 seconds spot, and it's Mission Beach. So Mission Beach used to be a very important neighborhood in the one, because it's the neighborhood of your crib, your first own crib, the Forgive and Forget, and the amazing Freckle Beaches where Gat takes Aisha on a date to eat, and it leads to that very funny cutscene where Gat say that Aisha doesn't enjoy good food, which is fast food actually, and so it got transformed on the second game where doesn't enjoy good food, which is fast food actually, and so it got transformed on the second game where, I mean, it's an important neighborhood because there is the Phillips building and the church, but aside from that there's not much to do. These, like, I mean, in the Central District, it really became a bland district. It's very pure, okay. It's very clean, of course, because it has been rebuilt by Alter, so it's logical. But yeah, it's a bit bland, I think, and the thing that they moved the church. The church was facing, you know, diagonally, and now it's purely straight. All the roads have been destroyed by I don't know, like the USSR, and has been rebuilt with, you know, very straight roads and big buildings. Maybe more modern than USSR, of course, because, you know, it's Ultra. You gotta make those big glass buildings, skyscrapers and stuff like this, and of course the amazing Philip building. The thing is that for some reason, sadly, you cannot visit the Phillips building unless you have a mod, which I found pretty sad. And aside from that, yeah, there's I think it's the wait. There is the no, yeah, Red Light Loft is in the no, yeah. No, yeah, there's nothing to do for real. There's only no, yeah, there's nothing to do for real. There's only the church which is of course has lost a bit of personality. It's a bit modern, but there's not a huge. There's no way you're going inside it unless for a revelation, which is the final last mission of the game. And the Philips building, which you will not go inside except for the final mission of Ultor. Yeah, if you want to end the game, you will go to Mission Beach, but aside from that, yeah, you will not go in it again, I think. 41st spot, Brickton. Brickton is actually a neighborhood in the north, next to Central Union Square. Sorry, no, yeah, it's Union Square. And in the two, it's a pretty beautiful looking neighborhood, I must say, but there's nothing to do, and it's not that memorable. Like, you don't really remember it. There's a cool Ave, I'd say, boulevard, really cool with neon lights. But there is a race, and I despise races, as I said, and there is a snatch mission activity. Sorry, I doesn't hate snatch activities, but it's really not the most entertaining activities of them all. Overall, it's cool looking, glass building is great, but it's very, very small, and yeah, there's no way you're going to that neighborhood. There's no way. It's pretty small. Though you have a dome on the... Wouldn't be able to do that in the first game, which is a bit sad, but yeah. Brickton, not bad, but not good. On the 40th place, we have Little Shanghai. So Little Shanghai is actually the second neighborhood of the Chinatown district. It's a bit more rich, but the reason why I also know why is it ranked so low. The reason why I think I ranked it so low is, first of all, it's the last mission, I will succeed. Last neighborhood of the Brotherhood. Like, it's the last that the Brotherhood own. And why? No idea. Because the last mission doesn't take place there. I think Volition was a bit out of like that curvy shape of a 2 road that is in the middle, that is really annoying. There's no shortcut, and yeah, overall it's a really cool looking neighborhood because it feels really authentic. It feels really Chinatown. But yeah, it might be the road that actually takes so low the neighborhood, because there is a fuck me fuck you, there is a tattoo shop, there is a garage, and there is, I think there's Donny garage as well. But yeah, too bad the road really ruined the neighborhood. Then we have on the 39th place Amberbrook. Amberbrook is actually a very unique, very unique. Once again, I will say the same as for the Round Square shopping mall. Amberbrook is actually a very unique, very unique. Once again, I will say the same as for the Round Square shopping mall. And Stillwater Caverns is really unique to have a Greek-themed neighborhood in an open world game, in a like kind of like GTA. I will not say GTA like because it's not a GTA like, but yeah, you get the idea. You have an amphitheater, you have the Parthenon, which is a real building that exists in Athena in Greece. It's pretty unique, but the reason why, once again, it's ranked so low is because sadly, you will not go to that part of the district. It's interesting. It's an interesting district because you have fast food, you have Forgive and Forget. You have a unique clothing store that is By Jove, which is a clothing store themed with Greek stuff, antique Greece at least, which is pretty cool. But you will never go to it, like never visit it, except for one mission, which is two actually, because there's the one where you kill Julius is actually in the amphitheater, and there is one where you unlock, and it's a pretty cool stronghold. But aside from that, I don't think that you will go inside it, and it's a bit sad because it's again a neighborhood with a lot of potential. And here we are on the second row. So we were again a neighborhood with a lot of potential. And here we are on the second row. So we were speaking about the I said the second row, but I meant the third row. The fourth row was the bad neighborhood, let's say bad. Maybe because they are just bad, or maybe because the devs didn't do anything with them. Now we are attacking the decent, let's say decent with quote neighborhood. And on the 38th spot we have Southern Cross. As I said, once again, I am not a huge fan of the neighborhood on the barrio. The barrio is really not. It's meh. You know, it's why it's so high. It's because there's a hitman, which is something I like that activity. It's pretty good. It's pretty okay. There's the bank, so it's actually in that neighborhood and not in Espata. And there is a music store, which is something very original that they did in the 2. I think, I'm pretty sure did not exist in the scratch that didn't exist in the 1. And I think it's pretty fine. It's pretty okay. I mean, the streets are cool. There is a little like the hand statues. There is some bars. It's more party, let's say. It's not only houses, it's not only residential, but you can see that there's some things, some bars, some stuff like that. So it's a bit more active, let's say. Adept Way. Also, on Southern Cross you unlock it on the first impression, which is a meh activity. It's a meh mission, but you gotta do it. So Adept Way. On Good D, you unlock it, a mission by the Run-In, which have nothing to do with that. It's the mission where the Run-In try to destroy your HQ. It has nothing to do with Adept Way, but for some reason you unlock it like that. Why? I don't know. So why did I rank it so high? I think the waterfront highway might be why. I don't see why would I rank it so high. That reason, because the neighborhood is pretty big. There is that part. It's like insurance fraud is next door, and there is the highway, which means of course nice combos when you go onto the highway. There's a brass knuckles. No, sorry. There's a friendly fire. I think that's why it's ranked a bit higher. So there's a friendly fire, and there's a crib, which is the first time I think that we see a crib. I think it's the first time that we actually see a crib. Which might be the crib that I never buy. I don't buy that crib all the time because I find it's not really that interesting to have a crib on that part of the map, and it doesn't have really that interesting to have a crib on that part of the map, and it doesn't have a heliport, so you cannot store your helicopter in it. But aside from that, that neighborhood is decent. It's not bad, it's not good, it's alright, let's say. Then on the 36th spot we have Stillwater University. Once again, an university. It's pretty original, it's pretty cool, it's pretty sweet. The only reason why I think I didn't rank it higher, it's because there's not much to do. The neighborhood, it's pretty well done, it's pretty cool and good and pretty sweet, but it's very big and very empty. There's clearly not a lot of things to do. I will put it as a note, but you get what I'm trying to say. You can buy a pier for your boats, but let's be real, who really buy these? No one. The reason why is because unless you want to go on the islands of the prison and the nuclear power plant the old-fashioned way, which is by the sea, you will probably be better to go by the air with a nice cool helicopter. By the sea it's a bit more, complicated. Moreover, you have to either steal one or buy a boat, because in the game you have helicopter that you unlock after some mission. Attack helicopter at the end of the altar missions, and journalism, like journalist in helicopter, attack helicopter at the end of the altar missions, and journalism, like journalist news, TV news helicopter that you unlock after you burn the farm of the Son of Sandy in Pleasant View. Boats, no. So again, pretty useless. But it looks cool. It looks pretty cool. Even though there are not a lot of landmarks in this specific neighborhood. Really not a lot of landmarks. It's really more student based, which is logical. You might already know it, but there's a lot of neighborhood on Stillwater, and this video is getting a bit long, so we will see you on the next part of the ranking. Bye!